Calling all authors, the Your Book, Your Voice podcast, hosted by Robert A. Lane, is on the air, featuring everything you need to know about narrating your own audiobook. But it doesn't stop there. From special guests, including authors and professionals from the book industry, to sharing tools and techniques needed to be a confident and compelling narrator. The journey starts now. So please welcome your host, Robert A. Lane.
It's fun to be here today on the Your Book, Your Voice podcast, and I am glad you're here too. Going to be a little bit of a fun podcast today. Something that, of course, relates to you as an author, your author brand, and of course, being an audiobook coach and producer. I specialize in helping authors turning their book into an audiobook that, of course, you as the author have to narrate because it's your story. Nobody can tell your story better than you. But today we're going to talk about Robert's infamous catchphrases. Just some things that I've come up with, or maybe I've borrowed, but I say a lot. Just want to share with you because I think that there's definitely some value in helping you stay on track as an author, but really staying on track as an entrepreneur, because that's what you really are. You are an entrepreneur. You are a brand. Your author brand is you. You are the author brand. Your products are your ebook, your paperback, your hardcover, and most importantly, and I do say that as most importantly, your audiobook. Yeah, it's important. It really is. Because you're telling your story in your own voice. You're preserving your legacy in your own voice. You're expressing, expressing yourself in your own voice. And that's huge, man. That makes a huge, huge difference in regards to just having a narrator telling your story for you, or you being the one who experienced it yourself, telling that story. So, catchphrases. One of my favorites, and the one I say probably the most, and one that is in my book, by the way. Let's see. I got my book right here for those of you who are seeing the video portion of the podcast. You're seeing my book, Lights Action You. I even put it on the back here. You are the CEO of you. That is the catchphrase, and that is one that I do use quite often because it's true. You are the CEO of you. You are the boss of you, your business, your author brand, because again, the buck stops with you. The business decisions that you make as an author, or just as an entrepreneur in whatever business that you have, or even in some of the personal things that you do in your personal life, those decisions lay on your shoulders, right? But as a business person, as an author brand, you are the CEO of you. So all those decisions that you make need to move your business forward. And that's what that catchphrase is for. You are the CEO of you. So when I talk about narrating your own audiobook, that is a great business decision. That is moving your business forward because now you are doing something that enhances your products. Your products, again, your audiobook especially, and your ebook and paperback and hardcover, of course. But these products are what represent you and your author brand. So you are the CEO of you. Decisions that you make lay on your shoulders. So make good decisions. Be a good business person. And another catchphrase, which really, it's not really a catchphrase. I didn't write that down as one of my catchphrases, but I'll share it with you. And that is don't cut corners. Don't cut corners with anything that you do, especially with your business. You cannot cut corners with your business. You can do things to help be more efficient. That's fine. But you cannot cut on the quality of what you are offering as a business person, as an entrepreneur, as an author brand. You cannot cut corners. When you published your book, you wrote your book, you fleshed it out, and you crafted it to be exactly how you want it to be, how you want it to be expressed in your own voice, which is in your written word. Your voice is there. Same thing for your audiobook. You don't cut corners because you want your voice to express exactly and accurately what you've written about in your book. Okay. So again, you are the CEO of you. You do not cut corners because, if you cut corners, would you cut corners when you wrote your book? I doubt it. Did you cut corners when you published your book? I doubt it. Did you go through the proper channels of publishing a great book, hiring a great team of people to help you? That's not cutting corners. That's being smart. Again, that is making smart business decisions that are moving your business forward. You get an editor, a formatter, a cover designer for your book cover. Maybe you need help with formulating your book. Maybe you hired a ghostwriter. Who knows? Maybe you have somebody who can be your coach. When I wrote my book, I hired a book coach because I'd never written a book before. And I wanted to make sure, being the CEO of me, I wanted to make the best business decision for my brand, for my company, for Robert Lane Coaching. So I wrote a book. The book was a great way to put out there what I do and represent everything that I do as a coach. And I had not written a book before. So I hired a book coach, and it was worth every penny. A lot of these programs are high ticket, and that's fine. It's fine because it's an investment into my business, and it was a great investment. I have no regrets at all, none at all. And it just was a really, really smart thing to do. And through working with that book coach, I was able to put together a great team of people, a great editor and book formatter and cover designer, and all the things that I needed to put together a book that was professional, where you put a self-published book next to a traditionally published book, cannot tell the difference. That's smart. That's smart business. So I'm going to add that to the list. All right. I'm going to add don't cut corners to the catchphrase list because it really is that important. It really is that important. All right. Let's get into some other catchphrases. Let's see. What are some of my other favorites? How about this? Action takers are success makers. I've said that quite a few times. One of Robert's infamous catchphrases. Action takers are success makers. You got to take action. Again, making those decisions, because you are the CEO of you, making those business decisions, you got to take action. And you have to hold yourself accountable. Or if you have a hard time holding yourself accountable, get an accountability partner. Find somebody who can help you stay on track so that you don't sit there and go, oh, I'll get to it. Yeah, I know I need to do that. I really don't feel like doing it. No, get it done. Get it done. Which leads to my other catchphrase. And that catchphrase is procrastination equals stagnation. It says it all right there. Procrastination equals stagnation. Being stagnant, not moving forward, putting things off. Don't put it off. Get it done. There's something that I talk to the authors who go through my audiobook coaching program. Some of the things we talk about is about time management, because time management is super, super important. And procrastination equals stagnation. If you're not managing your time, or you think you don't have enough time, and that's an excuse that I hear from a lot of authors who want to do an audiobook but like, it takes too long. I don't have the time. No, that is a false belief. That's procrastination, because you know what, you're going to have to put in the work, which is fine, because the end product is what's so great. That's the reward. But procrastination equals stagnation. You don't want to be stagnant. You need to move forward. All right. Very important. Another one of my famous, infamous catchphrases really has to deal with fear and deal with confidence. And this is something that I even talk about it in my book, Lights, Action, You. You have to be confident, and you have to be grounded. You have to be in the present moment. You have to really be focused when you are doing your audiobook narration, kind of the same way you were when you were writing your book in the first place. And that part of it is being tapped into the core reason of why why were you compelled to write this book? Always being tapped into that core reason, because that's the driving force. And that comes through in your audiobook narration. Now, I know I hear this with almost every single author that I've worked with in my audiobook coaching program. And it's like, hey, I don't like my voice. I don't like how I sound. People are not going to want to hear they're not going to like how I sound. And it's like, no, that's a false belief. Why do you have that lack of confidence? So the catchphrase is this, and this is how to tackle fear, any kind of fears. Maybe you're afraid to speak in public. Maybe you're afraid of having a microphone in front of you, whatever it is. So here's the catchphrase: face it, embrace it, purge it, replace it. Face it, embrace it, purge it, replace it. We're talking about fears. We're talking about building confidence. Face your fear. Facing your fear means you're acknowledging that, yes, this does exist. I don't like my voice. Okay, I'm nervous about talking in front of people. Even if I'm in my own room by myself, I'm hesitant. I have a lack of confidence in my voice. Whatever the fear is. Okay, now embrace it. All right, embrace that fear. What that means is, and I say embrace as opposed to confront. Confront is confrontation. We don't want to be confrontational. We want to embrace the fear. All right. So you face it, embrace it. Embrace it really means that you're acknowledging it, yes, by facing it, but now you're going to embrace it, which means you're going to strip away the layers and get down to the root cause of what it is that is making you feel not confident. What are you fearful of? What is causing the anxiety? What is causing the lack of confidence? I hate my voice. Why? Oh, well, when I was a kid, my mom made me, sing in front of people and I didn't like it, or read a poem I wrote at school and I didn't want to do it. And it was just a traumatic experience for me. Whatever it is, it could be something from your youth. It could be something that's even more recent. But when you find out what the root cause is, now you know what it is. Now you can purge it. Purge it means you're moving it aside. Now, this takes work and it's not like this miracle thing where like, all of a sudden I have no fears because I embrace my fear. It comes back and it's something that you work on. It's like building muscle. You gotta work on it. But purging means you're moving it aside, which brings to the fourth part of this catchphrase, and that is replace it. You're replacing the fear with positive affirmations. You're rewiring your brain. You're rewiring your subconscious, because all the time that you're saying, oh, yeah, I don't have a good voice. I hate my voice. No one's going to want to listen to me. And your subconscious is going to be like, okay, fine. You suck. Your voice sucks. Nobody wants to hear you. And what you're doing is you're feeding bad fuel into your subconscious. Your positive thoughts are good fuel that you want to put in there. And that's what you're replacing all that negativity. You don't want to put in bad gas in the tank, right? You want to put the premium stuff. So you're replacing these fears with positive affirmations. Turn it around. Tell yourself. Write out a list of 10 affirmations. I love my voice. I am a great narrator. I have something really important people want to hear. People love my voice. Whatever the catchphrase is, or affirmation, all right? Whatever the affirmation is, write them down and say it, but don't just say it. And seriously, write it down. Don't just type it in. Use your own hand, write it down, and then read it back and say it out loud and say it until you feel it, because that's only when your subconscious, once you feel it, then your subconscious will believe you. Now you are rewiring your brain and telling your subconscious positive things. And your subconscious will now be like, yeah, you know what? You do have a great voice. Embrace this. Man, you got a great voice. Absolutely. People do want to hear you narrate your own audiobook and tell your story in your own voice. That's how it works. So that's the catchphrase. Face it, embrace it, purge it, replace it. That's a good one. And another thing, just to tie into the confidence thing, this is another, and I do talk about it in my book, and that is, I am who I am, I do what I do, and I am not ashamed of it. That is a confidence builder. It's a simple sentence. May not seem like much, but there is a change. There's not only a mental change, but even a physical change. Like you feel confident. There's a feeling to it. And what you're doing is, and this also ties into if you're saying, people don't want to hear my voice, you say this: who cares what other people think? That's simple. Who cares what other people think? And you're not saying it in a mean or vindictive way. Who cares what other people think? I don't care. Screw them. No, you're not being mean about it. You're stating a fact. Who cares what other people think? Who cares what other people think? Because I am who I am. I do what I do, and I am not ashamed of it. It's an instant confidence builder. I have a whole story that I talk about in my book about this particular catchphrase. I'm not going to get into it now because I want to share some other Robert's infamous catchphrases with you. But that's definitely one that has served me well, and I think it'll serve you well. So build that confidence, okay? Build it. And then other ones, I don't really consider them catchphrases, but things you should always keep in mind, especially for you as an author, and that is this: no one can speak your story better than you. No one can. It is your story. You lived it, you breathed it, you've experienced it. It is yours. Nonfiction, fiction, it doesn't matter. It's still your story. So tell it. Tell it in your own voice, okay? And again, I am a firm believer, maybe this is a catchphrase. I am a firm believer. Here it is. All nonfiction authors need to narrate their own audiobook. If you're a nonfiction author, you need to narrate your own audiobook because there is no one else who is more qualified to tell your story than you. It's your story. Especially with coaches or entrepreneurs, or which you are, or people who've written educational books or even children's books. Tell the story in your voice. Another narrator, a professional narrator, they're great because they are professional and they're doing their job. However, there's a disconnect because they didn't live your story. You lived your story. You experienced it. So the way that they interpret your story, your book, by narrating it themselves, it's their interpretation, not yours. And what happens is that maybe there's a way that they express themselves that it's like, wow, I wouldn't have said it that way. I wouldn't have expressed it that way. I would have put this emotion into it instead of the emotion that they put in it. You don't want that. You want to have it right the first time. And the only way that you can get it right the first time is when you tell your story yourself. You're telling your own story, the way it's meant to be told and the way it's meant to be heard. That's why I'm a big advocate of it. Here's another thing to think about as well. Not necessarily a catchphrase, but kind of is, I guess you could say. Maybe you have a book that you've published a long time ago, right? Resurrect your book. Bring it back to life. Resurrect it. Bring it back to life. Don't let your book die on the vine. There it is. Don't let your book die on the vine. Because when you turn your book into an audiobook, guess what you've just done? You have now put it into the forefront of your readers' eyes and now your readers' ears. You can relaunch your book that way. You can market your audiobook and say, hey, this book I published 10 years ago is now in audiobook form. And I'm the one who narrated it. I'm the one who's telling the story. That's great marketing stuff right there. Marketing tools, use them, okay? Here's another little catchphrase you should tell yourself. And just change to the you to I. The catchphrase is this: you don't need a perfect voice. You need your voice. You don't need a perfect voice. You need your voice to tell your story. Okay? So change it. I don't need a perfect voice. I need my voice. Because I am who I am, I do what I do, and I am not ashamed of it. See that? Oh man, we just tied in a couple of catchphrases together. Pretty cool. One last catchphrase that I do want to share with you is 3 simple words. And I tell myself this once in a while when I start to feel like I'm avoiding something. That's where the procrastination catchphrase comes in, right? Procrastination equals stagnation. So tell yourself this little catchphrase, these 3 words: finish the job. Finish the job. Just do it. Get it done. Finish the job. Sometimes I have to tell myself that, when I'm working on a project or there's something that that I need to do, and I just don't want to do it, and I'm putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and boy, is it causing a lot of not only mental stress but even physical stress, because it like you have that weight on your shoulders, and it's like, oh, I got to get this done, and I don't feel like doing it. Just finish the job, okay? When you're starting something, just finish the job, get it done. You know, it's that simple. So there you go. Robert's infamous catchphrases. Those I wanted to share with you. Again, some of my favorites, and just things that say to yourself, and utilize them not only as you as an author, but maybe you can apply these catchphrases to your life, just so you can live a better, more confident life. Right? You are the CEO of you. The buck stops with you. Action takers are success makers. Procrastination equals stagnation. Face it, embrace it, purge it, replace it when it comes to dealing with fears. I am who I am. I do what I do, and I am not ashamed of it. Great confidence builder. All authors need to narrate their own audiobook. Well, that's mine, but I'm just telling you that. Right? No one can speak your story better than you. Definitely. And remember, you can change this to make it I, and that's how you should. No one can speak my story better than me. Makes sense, right? Resurrect your book. Bring it back to life. Don't let your book die on the vine. Turn it into an audiobook. Relaunch that book. It's a great thing to do, okay? And again, you don't need a perfect voice. You need your voice. And you flip that around to make it to you. I don't need a perfect voice. I need my voice. And of course, finish the job. Just do it. Get it done. All right? It's so important. If you need help, if you want to turn any of your books, maybe you've just released a book, maybe you have several books and they're not in audiobook form, reach out to me. That's what I do as an audiobook coach and producer. There's links here in the description. Check them out. Book a call, man. That's like the easiest thing to do. As a matter of fact, and that's a requirement, because I do want to talk with you. Find out about your book. Tell me your story. What do you want to do marketing-wise with your audiobook? We talk about that as well. And if it resonates and you want to work with me and I want to work with you, then I get you enrolled in the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program. And this is a 12-week program, a VIP program where you and I work together from creation and setup to how to do a great narration to marketing and promotion. But the beauty of this program is that I work with you for the entire process. As you record your audiobook, I'm editing it for you. You don't have to do the post-production editing. You don't need to find somebody to do it. That's what I do. And I upload your audiobook for publication in all the platforms that you want to be on. Now, you should be on Audible, Amazon, and Apple. So, I mean, that's really a given, because most people go there to have their audiobooks, to get their audiobooks. But of course, there's a whole slew of other audiobook platforms that you could be distributed on. You want to be on there? Is that part of your marketing plan? This is why we talk about that. Then I will do that for you. I do all the uploading for you. I do all the editing for you. If you enroll in the VIP program, of course, I provide you with the professional equipment you need to set up your own recording space, and it's yours to keep. That's, $400 worth of gear is yours to keep. It's part of the program. And all you need to do this, right? You are the CEO of you. Make business decisions to move your business forward. You know how you do that? You book a call. Link is there in the description. Book a call. It goes to my calendar. You'll speak with me directly, and I'll send you off to some intern or somebody. We work together, and that's the way it should be. All right. And, it's something I just love doing. The reward for me really is seeing the joy on your face when you have your audiobook done, and it's something that you're proud of, as you should be. You should be proud, because that is such an awesome accomplishment. So go to robertlanecoaching.com. You can scroll down through the homepage, by the way. There's clips of other authors who are not speakers, professional speakers, yet they did such a great job of narrating their own book. And that can be you, and it should be you. So make a great business decision. All right, my friends. So there you go. I got some great guests lined up the next few weeks. So Make sure you tune in to the Your Book, Your Voice podcast. We're here at this time every week. And my final assignment to you, of course, is this. When you're out and about in the world, smile at a stranger, say hello to them, because that small gesture of kindness can make the world of difference in somebody's life. So be a life changer. All right, my friends, I'm Robert A. Lane. This is the Your Book, Your Voice podcast. Check out the links in the description. Enroll. Get that audiobook done. It's one of the best business decisions you can ever make. All right. Have a great week, and we'll be talking to you on the next edition of the Your Book, Your Voice podcast.
This has been Your Book, Your Voice with host Robert A. Lane. Tune in each week for another powerful and informative episode. And remember, only you can narrate your story the way it's meant to be heard.